Hi everybody, my name is Preeti and this video is about the tips to improve your communication skills. This is my first YouTube video and I hope you guys like it. Now, before I begin the tips and the mistakes that one makes while communicating, I have to put out certain disclaimers. First of all, language has nothing to do with your communication skills. So just because somebody is fluent in, for example, I'll be taking the example of English in this language because that is something which I face a lot of problem with personally. So just because somebody is fluent in English doesn't make him or her a great communicator, you know, so a great speaker, because communication for me it's a bridge which joins the speaker with the audience. So as long as you're able to convey your thoughts properly with minimal noise to your audience, and as long as the audience is able to perceive what you're trying to imply, your job as a communicator is done. So, and the second point, what I want to say as a disclaimer is I am not an expert in any language, or I am still in my learning phases, but whatever I'll be going to share with you guys, I'm sharing with you guys is out of my own personal experience, because I hail from a very humble background. I come from a place in Bihar which is called Madhubani, and when my education started, and during the initial years of my education, I faced a lot of problem in Delhi because I was put into an English speaking school, and it was very difficult for me to even find friends and communicate even with my teachers. So these are going to be my tips, what helped me and what was something which came as the ladder towards my learning. Now, the first mistake, the most important mistake which I feel people make while learning a language or while trying to sharpen their communication skill is I have seen a lot of people do it. They pick out words from dictionary. Now, these words would be like extremely strong words or strong vocabularies and difficult vocabularies from the dictionary, and they try to put it into a sentence while having a conversation with anybody. Now, it is very good if you're able to do it properly, but then what if the audience is not able to, the person that you're speaking to is not able to understand? Then the whole point of communication fails and that vocab comes to a waste. So you should never focus on using difficult, strong words in a sentence or while communicating. The most important thing which you need to understand is, even if you're using very, very simple and very basic words or very basic sentences and you're able to communicate with a person, your work is done. Now, the few things which helped me, now I'm looking a lot down, that's because I'm carrying my notes, and yeah, that is what I do. Few things which helped me was, first of all, the most important, and this video is going to be that only. So the most important thing is, and the first basic thing about sharpening your communication skill is sharpening the confidence that you have and developing your own confidence, your self-confidence. Now, self-confidence, we talk a lot about self-confidence, and we have heard, I have heard a lot of people saying, oh, you should be confident in yourself and you shouldn't shy away, or, because it isn't that easy, and trust me, it isn't. I've seen it all. Developing a confidence is a task. So the tips that I'm be sharing is not inclusive. These are few things which help me and might help you as well. The first thing is mirror practice. So what I used to do is, whenever there is a situation the next day wherein I might be talking to few people or going for an interview or just having a conversation randomly, so I stand in front of a mirror every day for 5 minutes. Imagine the mirror to be that person or the group of the people I'll be speaking to, and just put forward my thought. Just try and put forward my thought in the language which I want to conquer upon. So if you're, for example, you're struggling in English, and you are going for an interview the next day, what you can do is just sit in front of the mirror very calmly, ask yourself the questions which you feel the interviewer is going to be asking you, and then answer those questions very, very calmly. You may be making a lot of mistake during this session, but then at least you'll touch upon the points or the areas of discussion which might be happening the next day, and it will give you a sense of confidence when the interviewer really asks you to introduce yourself, because you have practiced it before. So that is my first tip. The second tip is speaking to the close ones. So we all have set of people we are very comfortable with. It could be our parents, our siblings, our best friend, or anybody for that matter of fact. So just try and speak with that person with in long conversations. Have longer conversation, discuss attributes of life, discuss your problems, discuss maybe your personal life or professional problems or hindrances that you are facing in office, and have longer conversation. And encourage, it not only encourages you to sharpen your skills, it also encourages you in a way also helping your partner, I mean in this case your friend or family or your sibling, to learn alongside you, which is not a bad thing, I guess. Now the third point is, and the most important mantra for me, it helped a lot: read, write and watch. So I wanted to have a strong grasp and a strong hold on English. So I started reading a lot of English content, I started writing a lot of English content, and I started watching and consuming a lot of English content. Now by reading content, I do not necessarily mean just go and read a newspaper. If that doesn't interest, if it does, good for you. But if it doesn't, then you don't have to read English newspaper. You can read whatever in English makes you comfortable or interests you, or you feel comfortable with. So I used to read a lot of stories because that gave me happiness and a sense of satisfaction at the end of the practice session. Now by writing, what I mean is just take out 2 minutes or 3 minutes from the entire day, make a diary, a personal diary kind of a thing, and you don't have to just write down entire day what happened, because that becomes really monotonous in the longer run. So what you need to do is just write something which stood with you, which kind of stuck with you in the entire day. It could be a great experience, it could be a worse experience, whatever happened, or it could be something somebody said, or it could be something you must be feeling on that particular day. So just write a small paragraph, maybe 5-liner, and just try and put forward your thoughts on how you are feeling in that particular moment. So how were you feeling in that moment, and how you're feeling now when the day is over. And the final thing is watch. So nowadays we're in a generation which kind of consumes a lot of content online. So if you're somebody who invests a lot of time on, because I am that person who invests a lot of time on YouTube. So try and consume content of YouTubers who speak in the language that you want to have control over. So, and also web series. So because this could be from any genre, it could be from comedy, it could be from drama or horror, and it gives you a sense of how to convey your thoughts in that particular situation, and how easily these people, while performing comedy also, they do not use very difficult words, right? So that would just give you a boost in the self-confidence and nothing more. Now finally, I am going to be ending this video on the note that one shouldn't be very harsh on yourself. Cut yourself some slack, because we all are learning, and learning has no end to it. So, and in the next video, I'll be discussing certain point or the problem areas or the areas of improvement that we all should and must work upon in order to strengthen our communication skills. Finally, if you like my content, please like, share, comment and subscribe to my channel. And until then, bye bye.